What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing out there? Thank you for watching. If you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you at, I appreciate you being here. My name is Ruth the Truth, and you are here for episode 16 of the Tom Gronkowski Show. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski's move from the Bean Town to the Bay, brought to you by Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. If you do not catch us live, no worries. You can catch any of our great 12 podcasts on the sfbnri.com network for the fans, by the fans. Like I said before, my name is Ruth the Truth, and I'm here to bring you some NFL talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Buccaneers thankfully had a bye week this week after losing and being defeated by the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the reigning Super Bowl champions at the Raymond James Stadium. They lost 27-24. So we'll be refreshing our memory about that Kansas City Chiefs game. And then we're going to talk about the bye week and what happened with the Bucs during the bye week and what just happened in the NFL over week 13. Thank you again. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. You can catch us on Spotify and Anchor if you do not catch the live show. So without further ado, I will be bringing my lovely co-host back into the show. Coach Jay Morgan, welcome to episode 16. How are you feeling, my friend? How was your week? Talk to me.
I'm feeling good. How about you?
I had a crazy week. Fortunately, I was able to find a place in Tampa, so I will not have to be driving to Tampa 5 days a week from Orlando anymore. I'm pretty excited about that. I am on the Martin Gramatica show Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on the Z Living Network. So if you guys don't catch me on any of my great podcasts, you can catch me on live TV Monday through Friday, and getting things in the works to start a fantasy sports show. Would you be interested in being a guest here and there on my fantasy late night show? Is that something you'd be interested in?
Of course. I'm always down to talk football.
Awesome. Well, for this show, I'll be covering more than just football. I'll be talking about basketball, MLB, anything fantasy-wise. I'm all over it because unfortunate for us, the NFL season does not last all year. Right. And we're already, rolling into week 14. And then the Super Bowl seems like it's only a couple months away. But, it's 2020 and time is flying. So we'll be here before you know it. And that's something I'm a little disappointed in because I don't know about you, but I love watching the Super Bowl. I love having Super Bowl parties. I love, hanging out with my friends and watching football. But the day after is always the worst. I always get the Super Bowl hangover, and it's not about the drinking. It's about the love of the sport and having to wait, a good 8 months or so until things start rolling again. It's always super, super sad for me to go through that. Last year, we had the XFL start the weekend after the Super Bowl, which was a relief because I continued to watch football. But we don't know if that's really going to happen because the XFL, even though they were bought out by The Rock and his ex-wife, we don't know exactly what's going to pan out for that and if they're going to be able to rejuvenate the season right after the NFL. But who knows? But that's what I've been up to. But Coach Jay, I'm going to have you help me move in the next couple weeks because you look like a strong guy that could pick up some furniture. And so I might need a little bit of help if you're willing to assist on that. Maybe we could do a live stream of the Tom Gronkowski show at my new place while we're moving furniture. I'm just gonna attach some mics to us, and we're gonna have a heyday, moving me in.
I'm in.
You're in? Okay, awesome. You can't turn back from this point. You said it on live. Everybody heard it, and I'll be able to bring up this conversation later on. But let's talk some NFL now. Before we dive into Bucs per se, this obviously was the Tampa Bay Bucs show because we're covering Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, who play for the Bucs. But let's talk some NFL overall. Were there any games over the weekend or even yesterday, probably not, or even Monday that really caught your eye or any games at all that you really want to discuss?
Yeah, first off, the Steelers. I can't believe them.
By the Washington football team.
But that don't make sense.
But I mean, it was a great game to watch to have these quarterbacks coming back from injuries. We have Ben Roethlisberger that just had surgery on his elbow and was out for the whole season last year. And then we have Alex Smith. Everybody's aware of the story of Alex Smith and his outrageous will to come back and play football. I mean, after being out for 2 years, having 17 surgeries, almost having to amputate your leg due to infections. Just seeing this guy be able to suit up and actually play, like honestly, having Dwayne Haskins benched and then Kyle Allen, unfortunately, I mean, of course, nobody wants to wish like injury on anybody, but I was excited that Alex Smith was being thrown into the mix. I do respect Ron Rivera, the head coach for the Washington football team, even though that team is dealing with so much controversy with having their name stripped, with allegations towards their front office, with Dan Snyder getting the worst of the media. It's great to see that this team is actually leading the NFC East. Not leading because they're tied with the New York Giants, but it seems promising that they're going to be able to run away with this division, especially after upsetting the only undefeated team in the NFL.
Made no sense.
Talk to me though. How was the game experience? What do you think the Steelers need to improve on to have any chance to make it far in the playoffs?
Don't sleep on teams. They playing around with it. Get off the field on third down. When you're on third down, convert. Get the first down. If you get 10 first downs, that's a touchdown. That's all you got to do. It's mathematics.
Right. There's a formula to this.
It is. People make it into rocket science.
Right.
Like, hey, you're the Steelers. When you walk in there ready to dominate them as if they are undefeated. You don't come in there and play around with them. It's Washington. We're going to win this game. Yeah, okay. While you talking that, they're in the other locker room saying, hey, we're winning. We're winning.
Because they have nothing to lose. The Washington football team have nothing to lose, and the Pittsburgh Steelers had everything to lose that night. So one of the most disappointing factors of that game is the run game. It was non-existent on both sides of the ball. We had Antonio Gibson play against the Dallas Cowboys just a few weeks ago on Thanksgiving, and he had almost 200 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. And then for this game, it seemed like he was non-existent. So that's something that really surprised me. But I mean, both of these teams have such an efficient pass rush defense that, I mean, it kind of seemed like they were just going back and forth with trying to get a run game started and it being unsuccessful. But for the Steelers, they need to have a run game because they can't depend on Ben Roethlisberger. They had 7 dropped balls, 7, which is the most for that team this season. 7 drop balls, and a lot of these drop balls were efficient throws by Ben Roethlisberger that could have transitioned into 6 points.
Yeah.
So I know we had a big one with Deontay Johnson, which I was cursing under my breath once that happened because I have him on my fantasy league, and I was hoping that that he was going to be able to rack me up some points. Thankfully, I still won in fantasy this week, so I'm sitting at 6-7. So I'm just below that 500 mark. So I'm hoping that I could at least make it in the playoffs. I'm like the Baltimore Ravens right now. I'm kind of sitting on the sidelines, just like hoping for the opportunity to have a run in the playoffs. But yeah, so that's my whole ideology when it comes to fantasy. I mean, I know that it kind of sucks the game. It kind of sucks the fun out of football when you're so into fantasy because as much as I wanted my Dallas Cowboys to go off yesterday, I had a couple. My opponent had a couple starters for the Dallas Cowboys, and I was just kind of like, man, I really want the Cowboys to win, but I don't want those players to win. So that's kind of like the back and forth that I have with fantasy. But not only did I win in fantasy this week, but I am on the Martin Gramatica show with Martin Gramatica, who was the Super Bowl kicker for the Tampa Bay Bucs in 2002, and we always have bets week in and week out of our NFL picks. And the girl won by a long shot. I believe the 4 games that we disagreed. I'm sorry, there was 5 games that we disagreed on, and I will read them to you right now before I get those wrong. But I chose the Detroit Lions to travel to Chicago and upset the Chicago Bears, which they did, 34-30. Then I chose the New Orleans Saints to be able to travel to Atlanta against Matt Ryan and defeat them, which I won 21-16. And then we had the Los Angeles Rams travel to Kyler Murray's Scottsdale, Arizona, and defeat them 38-28. So I won on that part. The only thing that I obviously slipped up on was the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens game. I was hoping that I had my fingers crossed that Lamar Jackson wasn't going to be cleared from COVID before Tuesday, but you know what? It happened, and he came back with full force. and he had an MVP caliber game. So, I mean, he had 94 yards rushing with a touchdown. I was so disappointed with that run because it seemed like he was untouched in the end zone, and that really just irked me. Like Dallas's defense, you guys need to be stripped from the D in your title because there is no D in Dallas. So it's unfortunate, but it happened. Coach, I know that I've been talking a lot, so take it away. What is your ideas with what's how are you feeling about Week 13 in the NFL?
Oh, Week 13 is going to be fun because we got a lot of people that don't have nothing to lose, and they could easily.
Well, Week 13 was just played this weekend. We're going into
Week 14. We got a lot of people that since it's around Christmas time, I'm going to say we have a lot of teams that are out there that are going to be the Grinch.
The Grinch. The Washington football team was the Grinch for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know they felt that dagger in the side. And I do a lot of interactions on social media. And Twitter was going to town on Chase Claypool, who had posted just a week ago, losing. I don't know who she is. And somebody had to retweet that and be like, well, the Washington football team just reintroduced you guys. So welcome back, Chase Claypool.
And then there was another one with the Titans and the Titans and the Browns.
Ooh. I chose the Titans to win that game. I chose the Titans to win that game, but Baker Mayfield went off. Whoever had him on fantasy on any PPR league, I'm sure that you scored at least 30 points or more because it was 24-7 in the first quarter. Like the man was on some juice. And it seems like the Cleveland Browns, I mean, shout out to Kevin Stefanski for breathing life into the Cleveland Browns and actually showing this team that they have potential to win, even after losing OBJ. I mean, because everybody was very skeptical of how their season was going to play out offensively with OBJ getting hurt, with Nick Chubb being out for a substantial amount of time. But I'm not really worried about the Browns now because they took out the Tennessee Titans. They were able to captivate and pretty much shut down the run game for Derrick Henry who had no touchdowns and 60 yards.
God.
And we didn't see any crazy stiff arms from Derrick Henry that day. It kind of seemed like the Cleveland Browns had an efficient game plan and just shut it down against the Tennessee Titans. So Ryan Tannehill, try again next time, buddy, because this week was not your week.
We ain't see nothing with Derrick Henry because he was too busy on the ground. I ain't never seen Derrick Henry get tackled by one or two guys. I was like, what? At the 1 yard at the goal line?
He got stuffed.
Man.
The man got stuffed.
I couldn't believe it.
I feel like Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry were a little bit exposed against the Cleveland Browns defense, who stayed efficient and stayed powerful throughout the beginning to the end of that game. I mean, they did catch up at the end. I believe the ending score, let me check the ending score. I know that they came back in the fourth quarter and had the opportunity to take the lead of the game. If I'm not mistaken, let me check the score of this game. So it was 41-35. So they were only a touchdown behind the Cleveland Browns. So as much as offensive power the Cleveland Browns had in the beginning, it kind of seemed to slow down towards the fourth quarter, and the Titans seemed to be picking things up. But it wasn't enough to win the game, and they lost at home against the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield, who seems to have a chip on his shoulder. Everybody has a lot to say when it comes to Baker after coming from Oklahoma, being the Heisman Trophy winner, all this kind of stuff. And he didn't really show too much excitement, too much so you deserve to be first-round draft pick, all that kind of noise when he joined Cleveland, but he did give them their first win. So I know that they're up and coming. And, I mean, he's still a young guy, and I think the Cleveland Browns can sign him for a lifetime and him bring them some success.
They just got to build on it. They got to build.
Thank you for everyone watching out there. We appreciate you being here, whether you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I'm having so much fun. I literally have turned this into a career. I'm putting my 2 weeks notice in at Disney World, and I will no longer be a server at Planet Hollywood, and I will be full-time doing this. So if you thought I was good at this now, just give me some time to blossom. I'm telling you, it's Ruth.
You ain't seen anything yet. You ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Baby Ruth is on her rise. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we will dive into some Tampa Bay Bucs talk. Thanks for sticking with us. Evil Empire. Make sure to check out that podcast where they talk about the Yankees and a lot of baseball. If you do not catch it live on Thursday nights, make sure to travel to the Sports Fanbase Network, Rhode Island, the Oceans Athletics on Facebook, sfbnri.com. For the fans and by the fans. My name is Ruth the Truth, and welcome back to another segment of the Tom Gronkowski Show. I am joined by my lovely host, my strong and powerful coach, Jay Morgan. Let's talk about some Bucs. I know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were in a bye week, so we didn't get to see them play this weekend. But let's kind of refresh everybody's memory of their last game. Now, they hosted the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the Super Bowl contenders of last year, at the Raymond James Stadium, and it was a close game, almost. It kind of seemed like the Kansas City Chiefs were going to run away with it in the very beginning. I mean, Tyreek Hill almost having 200 yards in the first quarter. What? Insane. Backflipping into our end zone. It was a slap in the face for Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. Coach, I want to know your take on the Kansas City Chiefs Bucs game. Give it to me.
Defensive backs. Do something. Do something. Please. They can't tackle. They can't cover. I've been saying that since the Raiders game when they got exploited. And now, since everybody has seen that, it's been happening week after week after week. They need to tighten up the backfield on the defensive side. You do not want Tom Brady to have to go out there and try to have a shootout with people and keep scoring points. The playoffs is about to begin. We need defense. You need defense, strong running game, and you got to be able to win on the road. You got those three things, you will be all right. If they fix the defensive backs, then I think that molds the rest of the team together now. Because then you ain't got people over there doubting it. Like I ain't even going even front. There's been many times I'll be on the sideline. If it's just somebody or some unit I don't trust, I do this. I'm like, oh, please. Oh, please. It's been many times there's a pass thrown in the air and you be like, oh, please. Oh, he knocked it down. Oh, thank you. Oh. Ooh, they lucky. Ooh, we're lucky. They burned us.
Yeah. I mean, we knew this was going to be a tough matchup. I mean, we have Patrick Mahomes, who is definitely the most outstanding and most developing quarterback in the league right now. I feel like there is no way to contain this guy. I felt like Dominican Sue on the sidelines just looked defeated because it seemed like he was trying everything he could to get to this man, but it didn't matter. I mean, this kid could take 10 dropbacks and still launch the ball 20, 30 yards and be accurate, on point, and drop it on a dime. How do you defend that?
Hit him.
But what if you can't reach him?
You got to get there quicker. Usually we got 3 to 4 seconds to get to the quarterback. In certain cases, I have to tell people I need you to get there between 1 to 2.5. Right. I give you 2.7. I need you to hurry up and get there. I don't care if you have to bear crawl to get there. I need you to hit him. I need you to hit him. You have to hit him. And he rolls out a lot. So as a defensive guy, if I know a quarterback rolls, I'm going to put on the tape and see which side does he like to roll to the most. With him, he's probably going to roll to his dominant hand, but he's so phenomenal that he can roll to the opposite side and still throw it. I've seen him a couple times throw it with the opposite hand. So with him, you just got to make sure you're sending the blitz on the edge. Play some tricks in the middle, send the blitzes on the edge, because then if he gets out, he rolls out, he going to roll right into your lap. All you got to do is hit him. When he is getting hit, he's a different guy. Like he'll still show you that he's a bad man. But when you're getting in his head now, and now he's worried, he got a little bit more stuff to worry about now instead of just looking out to see routes. Now he worrying about a hit. You must hit that man every play. That means right when he get ready, right when he throw the ball, hit him. It's got to be within a second. Boom. So that way they don't call you for it. If he getting ready to throw a toss or he hands the ball off, I need my guys to go hit the runner. If he rolls out the fake like he's getting it, like he has it still, I need a backer to come down and knock him into Kingdom Come. Just so he can know. Like,
Knock him into tomorrow. That is the way you contain Patrick Mahomes. Now, the offensive line has been doing a great job protecting the guy, but it seems like even when their protection fails, the guy could still move around. I mean, he's not the type of player to sit in the pocket. He's not going to sit there and wait for the defender to reach him. He's going to make a move before then. And I believe like he's averaging less than 3 seconds before actually making a play. So the guy is a quick mover. He's quick on his feet. He's quick on his mind, and he knows how to get the ball into the right receivers. Now, I am impressed. Well, I wouldn't say I'm impressed, but I mean, 27-24, not too shabby. When it comes to seeing them in the championship, I believe we're going to have a home field advantage if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can make it to the Super Bowl. So I feel like that will definitely work in their favor, but you don't want to get swept by any team in the NFL. Now, we've already been swept by the New Orleans Saints in our division, but if we ever do face the Kansas City Chiefs again, I'm hoping in the championship game, Tom Brady's not going to let that go down again. It's not happening.
All the defensive backs got to do is tighten up.
Right.
As far as offensive wise, we gotta stop looking. We got to play as a unit. Everybody should touch that ball.
Right.
Like, we got to start mixing up. We can't let people just be sitting back, just knowing what we're gonna do. We can't do that. We got to make sure that we control the game. We got to let Rojo go. Don't put Fournette in. Don't put him in. Send him back to Jacksonville.
Fournette is not the answer. Fournette is not the answer. I repeat, Fournette is not the answer. Now, he had a couple games throughout the season. You know, I think he only touched 100 yards twice. If I'm wrong, please somebody tell me in the comments. But Rojo over Leonard Fournette all day. I mean, this kid is showing improvement with every single game. He might have a slip up or two and fumble the ball within the first quarter, but after he messes up, the kid's on a clean streak. So we have to continue to develop our run game if we want to be a threat in the NFL. So we're going to take a quick commercial break with Play Like a Girl, but stick with us because we will be right back on the Tom Gronkowski Show. Welcome back. Play Like Your Girl every Monday night, 8 o'clock. Make sure to go over and check out that podcast. Gianna and Laura are doing such a great job letting everybody know that girls can talk sports too. So, Coach Jay Morgan, before we went to break, we were discussing the Chiefs game. Now, let's break it down to specifically Tom Brady. How do you think Tom Brady handled the Kansas City Chiefs at the Raymond James Stadium? What was your perspective of how the GOAT played?
It was exceptional to me. I want more. I'm sorry. If we could be up by 30, I'll be like, I want more. I want you up by 40.
Tom Brady was 27 for 41 with 345 yards offensively with 3 touchdowns, but he had 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
2 very costly interceptions. I don't believe any of them was a pick six. If they were, please correct me, but I don't think he had a pick six. But still 2 interceptions. Come on. You're the GOAT.
No, it could be.
You're Brady. You got to take care of the ball, regardless of if your offensive wide receiver maybe misread the route or whatnot. You got to protect the ball. Now, a lot of people will allude to Bruce Arians and and Brian Leftwich's play calling. Do you think that people might have a point when they say that Bruce Arians may not have the offense that will really develop Tom Brady's play?
No, I ain't gonna support that fully. No, at the end of the day, I remember when that offense was trash, and now since Tom Brady has gotten there, they have become a threat. That offense can put up points. They just got to play together and play as a unit and stop making bonehead mistakes. That's the only problem. Is they just go back to the formula that they've been doing since the Packers game. Hey, we're gonna control the game. Don't worry, let's not rush it. It's gonna come to us. Run the ball, we'll be fine. I think Tom Brady he's already proved that he can make this offense a threat. The problem is he got to get the ball out there. So offensive line, I'm calling you out again, because if that man has to hurry up and throw it before he wants to, or if he gets touched, hey, that's on you. Hey, that's a stat. When I look at the tape, when I see your name, I don't put a plus sign next to it. Put a minus. For that play, the coach. I had this. He got touched. All y'all get it. You get a minus sign. I don't want to hear it. He got touched, but they ain't got nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with you. Now, if it's a running back there, and all my guys got all our guys in front of us, and the running back gets killed and he gets some hit, hey, they ain't got nothing to do with us, fellas. They ain't got nothing to do with us. Keep doing what you're doing. Right. Running back, tighten up.
Yeah. The offensive line actually, they with each and every week, it's kind of like, all right, Tom Brady's having time in the pocket. Oh, but wait, no, he's not. It just the consistency is not there, and it's kind of funny when people make memes and jokes like, "Oh, I got you next time, Brady." No, we can't have that mentality as our offensive line. We can't let Tom Brady get touched. He's a 43-year-old quarterback that's been in the game for over 2 decades. He cannot get touched. That's not the formula to winning. We need Tom Brady to be comfortable in the pocket. We need Tom Brady to be able to evaluate and make decisions by picking apart the defense. We just need Tom Brady to have more than 3 seconds. Give the man more than 3 seconds. That's all he needs. He'll make it happen. He'll get the ball in the right hands. I mean, Mike Evans seems to be one of Tom Brady's new favorite toys for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Mike Evans has really shown that he deserves the ball. He deserves as many targets as he possibly can. So we need to continue to feed Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, who is actually dealing with injuries left and right. So we're hoping that he can come back against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, we are going to take another commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to discuss the bye week for the Buccaneers and what they need to do to come out guns blazing against Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, and the Minnesota Vikings. Be right back. Here is a title throwdown. Welcome back to episode 16 of the Tom Gronkowski Show. My name is Ruth the Truth, and I'm here joined by Coach Jay Morgan. And this is the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by the Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. If you do not catch us live, no worries. You can find us on Spotify, on Anchor, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, or just travel to the sfbnri.com to catch all of our live shows for the fans and by the fans. Now, we had a great comment in the comments. Thank you, James Ludeman. Totally miss you and Set the Sails and company. But he made a good point. It's clear that we need to stop throwing the deep passes when it isn't clearly wide open. Now, he does have a point. But, I mean, it's Tom Brady. If he sees the man open, get him the ball. I'm okay with these deep passes as long as it's not being thrown in double coverage. Let Mike Evans, let Rob Gronkowski fight to get open. I want to see that happen. Coach, what is your perspective on cutting down the long passes? What do you think?
Well, I think we should just be dinking and dumping. That's what he did mostly in New England. He dinked and dumped until the defense sunk up. Then he threw over the top. He's coming out here trying to be a superhero, and I got this fast guy, I got that fast guy. Hey, yeah, that's fine, but they know you gonna do that. We know it already. That's why we're sitting back and cover, like we're sitting in man, or we're sitting in cover 3, or sometimes we're in cover 4, because we know you're gonna throw it deep. We know that. If you keep throwing it short, like you did when you was with the Patriots, and you never know, when you throw it short, somebody might break and be gone and take it to the house. So if you keep throwing it short and you make the defense be like, dang, he's not going to throw this. He's not going to throw over the top today. Then as soon as they step up, boom, throw it. Now, at the same time, if somebody wide open, I'm throwing it to you. But I also got to think about those guys up front, because the guys up front, if I can't sit back in that pocket as a quarterback from 5 to 7 seconds,
that's a long time in the NFL, coach. 5 to 7 seconds. Woo!
5 to 7 seconds. But he's used to that. I counted a couple times when Tom Brady was with the Patriots. That man had the ball in his hand between 10 to 11 seconds one time.
Wow.
Yeah. Nobody touched him. He was able to choose. They said he was able to look from left all the way to right, and then look back again, left. He had the line. They made sure of it. Bill Belichick made sure he wasn't touched. It needs to be a top priority there. Yeah, I know everybody says it. Oh, we can't get Tom touched. Yeah, but it's not looking like a priority there. In New England, that was a priority. Hey, you don't let him get touched. You let him get touched, you fired. Period. Your job on the line. You start getting it right.
I agree with you. I believe that Tom Brady knows his formula of, dinking and dunking to his tight ends. I mean, I would like to see Rob Gronkowski more involved. He did have 6 receptions for 106 yards against the Kansas City Chiefs, but he was quiet when it comes to taking it home. And that's just what we've seen him do year in and year out. So we need to see an improvement when it comes to our tight end position. And I need Rob Gronkowski to step it up.
Yeah,
because we would like to have more to talk about when it comes about when we're talking about Rob Gronkowski, because this show is called the Tom Gronkowski Show. So Rob, give us more MO. We need to see the Rob Gronkowski from the Patriots. We need to see that Super Bowl caliber Rob Gronkowski. We need to see you fighting through injuries, fighting to get open, and even when you're not open, you make those difficult catches and you break tackles left and right, because that's just your formula. That's what you do. So we need to see that if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has a chance to excel in the playoffs. Now, speaking of playoffs, I'm kind of sad that we're already talking about playoffs, because that means the Super Bowl is just like right around the corner, and that means the NFL season is going to be over, and then I'm not going to have nothing to do. Watch basketball, I guess.
That's what I do. That's when I watch basketball. I'll be like, hey, football.
Right. Nobody really pays attention too seriously to basketball until the NFL season's over. But I mean, there's 77 games in the NBA. So if you don't watch the first couple weeks, it's okay, because everybody's shaking off rust anyways. And a lot of rookies are getting a lot of playing time. But that's neither here or there. But where was I going with this? The Super Bowl is just around the corner, and the playoff picture is getting, playoff standards are getting filled in as we speak. Now, we have the New Orleans Saints, who are leading our division with 9-2. They're going to be facing the depleted Philadelphia Eagles, who are starting Jalen Hurts now.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson has made the announcement that they are throwing in their second-round draft pick, Jalen Hurts, into the Wolves. Yeah. Now, the New Orleans Saints have one of the best defenses in the NFL. I mean, come on, we can't deny that. No. So even though they're in our division and we don't want to give them any clout, we gotta show some respect. Now, Drew Brees is said to be coming back for the New Orleans Saints. I don't know if he's coming back against the Philadelphia Eagles game, but he will be back for the playoffs. Now, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sitting at I think the number is 6 spot. If playoffs were to start tomorrow, they will be traveling to Lambeau Field to face Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams in Lambeau Field. Do you think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can pull off another upset against the Green Bay Packers when Rodgers is probably having a chip on his shoulder from getting blown out just a few weeks ago, I believe in week 3? I'm sorry, was it week 3? No, it was like week 5. I can't really remember, but I was actually at that game, so it's kind of embarrassing that I can't remember what week it was. But, I mean, I had a lot of drink. I don't really remember the fourth quarter, but that is neither here or there. Do you think if they were to rematch right now, that the way the Bucs have been playing in the past 2 weeks, I mean, they lost to the Los Angeles Rams. They let Jared Goff. They made Jared Goff look like an MVP caliber quarterback, and I'm still not sold on Jared Goff, and I haven't been for years. Is it because they beat the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs? Maybe, but that's neither here or there. Do you think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at this moment could match up against the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, they can match up against them. They can match up against. I just don't want them to have to play in Lambeau. I mean, but if we
It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be super freaking cold. Like I'm talking about below 0 type of weather. Now, I know everybody's saying, "Oh, Brady and Rob, they're used to that. That's what they dealt with in New England." But I think Wisconsin has a whole different type of cold that I don't think anybody can get used to. Nobody can really be adjusted to below 0 weather. Now,
unless you live in Chicago.
This is true.
You gotta get your coat from there. They be like, I got a coat. No, you gotta buy your coat from there. They got a special
because they have specific windbreakers underneath these already thick jackets that will help you sustain those winds in Chicago. Do you know that I went to Chicago in September of last year? September. And I was wearing a jacket, long pants, and a beanie. I went to the Chicago Cubs game. I believe they were playing the Washington Capitals?
National.
Was it Washington Nationals? No. They were playing Milwaukee. The
Brewers.
They were playing Milwaukee, and I was cold. It was freezing. Yeah. It was like 50 something, and I know that doesn't really seem cold to a lot of people, but I've been in Florida for 20 years, so 50 degrees is pretty cold for me. And it was so early into the winter, so I can only imagine how real cold it gets in Chicago.
Oh, I've been there growing up. I know. People be killing me with that. They be like, man, you should be used to the cold, man, from up north. Man, I stayed in the house and wait for the bus to come. I ain't about to be out there in that.
I didn't wait for the bus on the corner. I waited from my house and walked outside the window and waited for the bus.
I'll be like, all right, cool. It's cold out there to the point that your fingers feel like they about to fall off. You got knives stabbing in the middle of your finger. That stuff hurt. Now I understand the people on Titanic. I get what they're talking about. Your body feels like a bunch of knives stabbing. Oh yeah. Last week I was right there at the Atlantic Ocean when I was in Daytona. It was cold. Then I'm like, oh yeah, we by the Atlantic Ocean. This the ocean they got the Titanic people. Oh yeah, this cold. I don't like that. I don't like being cold.
All right, so let's circle back to the playoffs. Do you think Bruce Arians and Brian Leftwich have a game plan to be able to launch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers far into the playoffs, or do you think it could possibly be a one and done?
No, I think
we are a wild card team, which means that we're going to be playing away.
Yeah,
we don't have the best record. Well, wait, I'm trying to think of our road record right now because we beat Vegas Raiders in Vegas.
We beat Carolina.
We beat Carolina in Carolina. Who else did we win on the road with? That's neither here or there. So first round of the playoffs, we're going to be on the road, whether it be the New York Giants, the Washington football team, or the Green Bay Packers. Who do you think we would want to face out of those three teams?
The Washington football team.
Wait, the same Washington football team that just beat the Steelers?
Yeah, that was a fluke. The Steelers gave that to them.
So you're saying that you rather face the Washington football team than over the New York Giants?
Oh, wait, hold up. The Giants is actually going to have a chance?
They're tied with Washington right now for that division.
What? Oh,
right. Who would have thought? They're on a 3-game winning streak, and they just beat the Seattle Seahawks. They just beat Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
That's another Grinch that stole the Christmas. Oh my God, yeah. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what?
And it was a really bad game for Seattle. Like, really bad. Russell just didn't look comfortable at all from beginning to the end. It was bad. It was bad. I feel like the Seattle Seahawks really got exposed during that game, and it was a bigger exposure than losing in overtime to the Cardinals after he threw 3 interceptions. Like, bad.
Just this Sunday, my picks were just getting ruined by teams that you'd be like, what? Like the Jets almost won. I was like,
against Las Vegas.
Oh my!
Yeah, that's why Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator for the New York Jets, was fired after full-on blitzing Derek Carr with 5 seconds left of the clock and leaving a wide receiver empty or wide open in the end zone. It was
he ain't leaving wide open. The cornerback got burned.
Yeah. Got burned bad.
Why would you blitz everybody? If I'm a blitz, I'm not gonna blitz everybody. I do a team.
Especially when you know that the Las Vegas Raiders has nothing to lose at that point. They're just gonna throw that ball up because there's 5 seconds left on the clock. They pulled a Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, in my perspective, and they were able to pull away with the win, barely beating the Jets. The Jets, you guys are so close to getting your first win, but it just seems like you're going to end this season 0-16.
Call me, Jets. I'll help y'all. Man, I'm telling y'all.
Right, we got a defensive guru over here, so if you guys need some help, I mean, obviously you're hiring for that defensive coordinator position, so give Coach Jay a call.
Come on.
But make sure that he has Wednesday nights available so he could still do the Tom Gronkowski show with me.
Of course. They better call me before the Dolphins call me. What's the deal? I'm going to have to go smash them 2 times a year. It's not going to be my fault.
Speaking of the Dolphins were able to celebrate with some champagne this week because they are still – the 72 Miami Dolphins are still the only team in NFL history to go undefeated in the regular season and then go on to win the Lombardi Trophy in the Super Bowl. So congratulations to the Miami Dolphins for being able to keep hold of that record because – I mean, it's a damn good record to have, and who would have thought that the Miami Dolphins would be holding that record for over 40 years? All right, guys, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, Coach Jay will be giving us his X's and O's. Thanks for hanging with us. Be right back.
To them boys that sat on them benches, man. I was in the game on 4th and inches. Coach, put me in the game on 4th and inches, and I'ma lead them boys at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I see them boys all behind me winless. I ain't Mario Williams, but I'm not defenseless. Wide receiver catching Hail Marys, I'm Christian. 5 and out, hot route, get switch stick shift. Gone with the quickness, fast and instant. Cornerback safeties, I burn them like incense. On the field, I'm daddy, and the ball is my infant. I don't need so much of pork, but I'm in love with the pigskin. All I really know how to do is win. Super Bowl champ, Disney World, let the kids in. Hall of Fame Wayne, I'm putting my dibs in. Catch me in the game on 4th and inches.
The Empire.
I don't talk.
All right, here we go. Welcome to another episode of Coach's X's and O's. All right, playoff time's about to happen. Like I said earlier in the show, we can win out. We can win out and really make some noise. All we have to do is just control the game. So today on Coach's X's and O's, I'm gonna go over just simple pass concepts for Tom Brady and them. This is what you got to do. First of all, we already know that everything is built on the run. Okay. The run is what sets the table for everything else. So we just going to come out here in a 2x2 set. That means 2 receivers on each side, or some people will call it twins. I'm going to say 2x2. All right. All we have to do is just control the game. That's it. I can't say it enough. We know that people are going to be trying to hurry up and get to our diamond in the rough, but that's okay because we're going to use that same ambition that they have to get to him. We're going to use that against them because for the simple fact is all we're going to do is just we're going to take him back to his Patriot days. When you have a guy, when you get a new player, you always do something that he's comfortable with. As you remember years ago when Tebow was playing for the Broncos and they changed their whole offense to be option. and they actually was successful and got far in the playoffs. So all we're going to do is just do the same thing with Tom here. Like, Tom, what did you do when you was with Bill Belichick? If we're going to be in a set like this and we got all the field right here open, then now I'm going to play games with you now. I'm going to have this far receiver either do a slant, then have this inside receiver, he's going to do an out. Or I'm going to come back here, have this guy do a 5-yard in, okay? And then I'm just going to have this slot go here to the corner. We're going to play games with them. It's simple stuff. Up front, you got to make sure that you're talking, checking, talking. We can't let anybody touch our guy. Also, since I am doing it the Patriot way now for Tom so we can help him, I'm going to also tell his tailback, you're either going to come up and block if there's nobody there, or block for a certain amount, a couple seconds, and then after that, then you're going to have him flare out. Go ahead. He'll flare out right there. Just simple stuff, simple concept stuff. I come back again. Okay, here we go. We already got him on the edge. I'm going to come into a wide formation now. I'm going to go wide. Okay, here we go. Boom, 2x2. I'm going to come here. I'm going to do the same thing. I can just mix it up now. They don't know what's about to happen. Play games with them. Our receivers out there having fun now. They're talking to each other. They're telling them, all right, here we go. We're going to play couple trick games with them now. So now I'm going to tell this guy, hey, go straight. He's going to go straight, clear it out for my guy. Boom. If this corner stays, then I know I got a little bit of pocket before the safety can get over there to our receiver out here. If the safety goes with him, I know underneath should be right there for at least a couple of yards. And you never know the benefit about dinking and dumping is, for one, you never know when somebody's gonna break. Somebody could break at any moment. So then if I come over here now and I say, okay, we're gonna have this guy, he's gonna go straight. And then now I'm gonna have this guy, he's gonna either do a bubble. Or I tell this guy, hey, let's tag it. All right, slant. He's gonna slant. He's gonna bubble. We're playing tricks with him. We're gonna play a lot of tricks with him. Then now I'm gonna help Tom out even more. I am going to go back to the real Patriot way. I'm gonna give you some tight ends. We're gonna go double tight for you, so that way you can have some more fun. Boom. Okay, here we go. You still got the X and the Z out there. Now we're going to go into the stuff that he's used to, that he used to do. All right. So now, boom, he's either going to go straight. This guy's going to float across. Or we can start putting it in with these guys. They're close. Boom, boom, boom. He goes with a slant. This guy, he could flood straight out. This guy, he's going to go boom. Go right there. Turn around. This guy posts. Just different stuff. If you look at all that, somebody is going to be open. But it's all depending on that offensive line up front. I can sit here all day and draw plays up, that's what I enjoy doing. But it starts up front. These guys must be communicating and talking and making sure that this guy does not get touched. All the way back to the tailback. This quarterback has to have time to do what he's going to do. Now, in my opinion, I think he should come out and do it his Patriot way. Getting rid of the ball, 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 run the ball, getting rid of the ball, quick. And then now it's going to open up for these guys to do their thing. Because then now, say if we want to go into a trip set, So now I'm just going to go 3 receivers on one side. Now I can really have some fun now. Right there. For one, if I got the tailback over here, that's an extra guy. A lot of people don't know that. That's an extra guy right there. Because now, based on however they line it up, some people might do that. Some people might have the safety over the top just in case. Okay, but all they got to do is just come here and just control it. We're just going to control it. All right, now I can play a lot of tricks with these 3 receivers right here. It's going to be very fun because I can make this guy go straight just to run people off. I know that this guy's probably going to hit a curl. And then now this guy, he has the option. He can either come up and hit a corner, or since he did that, he'd go straight to the post. So, and this guy, he's one-on-one. So if our corner is going to be head up with us and he's going to be close, burn him. Go straight. If our corner is going to be act like he's going to press us, okay, that's fine. And he's real close, we can still burn him, or we're just going to play with him. One step out, boom, step in. Go ahead, go get it. Okay, also, the Tom, here go the Patriot thing again. You got that one guy out there, you got trips on the other side. They're not even thinking about this guy over here. I'm going to boom, 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 right here, boom. We're going to go screen. He comes, boom, screen. That guy's going to come, boom, right here. He's got backside. They're blocking. Screens. So what I'm saying to you is this. It could be done. We should win these next couple of games. We should win out. There should be no problem. But it's all going to be based on just controlling the game. On defense, I don't need to say anything. That's defensive backs. Y'all got to play like defensive backs, period. But offensive-wise, because regardless of what's going on, we have to score points, and we got to keep scoring to make sure that we're in the game. And then maybe defense will show up. Maybe the defensive backs will show up. But until then, we got to make sure we keep scoring. And with this, if you're controlling the game, there is no way that you shouldn't be scoring. I think you should go back to the Patriots way, run the offense that you're used to. And when I say that, no disrespect to Bruce Arians, we're gonna still run your offense. I'm just saying, as a coach to another coach, if I have a player that I know he benefits on something, I'm gonna see in my playbook what do I have similar to what he's used to. Because then I just have to teach him different terminology because he already know the same concepts. Everybody runs the same thing in football. Everybody runs counter. Everybody runs power. Everybody runs trap. Everybody runs toss. Everybody runs dive. And then everybody throws the ball. You just got different pass routes. But we all do the same thing. We just call it different things. So offense, control the game. Tom, you will be the biggest hero if you come out there and just control the game. So don't come out there and just try to take it. It's going to come to you. Don't go out there gambling. Count cards. It's a system. And that's all I have for y'all on X's and O's today. Back to you, Ruth.
Did you hear anything I just said? Okay. Sorry. Mike wasn't on. But thank you for that great insight, Coach Jay, for X's and O's and showing what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need to execute to be able to win out in these last 4 games. Coach, we're already been on for 56 minutes, so we're going to have to wrap up today's episode. Do you have any last-minute thoughts when it comes to Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Be the 2 guys that I know. I believe in you. This town believes in you. Shoot, mostly the half of the other NFL believes in you. All right. So just do your come through. Come through.
We got to silence the haters because there's a lot of people that are not on board with Tampa Bay and Tom Brady and his decision to leave the New England Patriots. So we got to prove to them why it was a good idea for Tom Brady to join us and why we deserve to make a playoff run. And we haven't been in the playoffs since 2008. So it's Bucks time to make something happen. And like I said before, the Super Bowl is going to be played at the Raymond James Stadium, and they will be, when they do, they will be the first team in NFL history to play the Super Bowl in their backyard.
That's right.
Well, that is all for us. Thank you for everybody watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're at. Make sure to subscribe to us. If you do not catch us live, we are on Anchor and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That is all for me. My name is Ruth the Truth. Make sure to check me out on the Martin Grammatica show for zliving.com. Tomorrow morning from 9 to 11 a.m., we're going to be discussing the NFC and the AFC playoff pictures, as well as COVID things happening in the NFL. Coach Jay.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging with me.
No problem.
Appreciate you being here and giving me your Wednesday nights and dedicating yourself to this show. Really appreciate you. Shout out to Ron Roberts and the whole Sports Fan Base Network family. We appreciate you guys giving us this platform to do what we do best for the fans and by the fans. Good night, everybody.